another layout with me. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do have to say I seriously appreciate you guys. Now, this is a new stencil for me. It is a darkroom door. It's a medium-sized stencil. It's 9 inches by 6 inches and it's called Smile. So if you want to grab yourself that, go for it. Now, I actually purchased mine through Crazy Craft Obsession, I do believe. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it from. This what I'm using at the moment. I'm using Vicky Bouton Foundation's cardstock. I'm using that because I intended on using watercolor. Change my mind as I do. I start off with a plan and then I change it. So watch this one. It's a quick one. It really came together super quickly. I wanted to get mixed media-y and messy and all that fun stuff. So I've pulled out my Tim Holtz IDEA-OLOGY collage paper, and this particular one is called Botanicals. Now, what I love about this stuff is you can put it down. I hate this. I'm going to put it out there. Hate's a strong word. I know that, but I do not like the Distress Collage medium in matte. It is way too thick for this bottle. I don't know if there's something wrong with my bottle, but it is not user friendly. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to out this product. It's just, when you can get it out of the tube, yes. Maybe if I bought a tub of it, it might be different, but getting it out of this tube is so annoying. It's really, really thick and it hurts my hands. And I know that sounds lame, but if you've been here for a hot minute, you will know that I actually have really bad arthritis in my hands. So, see how I'm having to use 2 hands just to get a squiggle out of it? But anyway, it's all right. We move on. We work with it. I'm working with it to use it up so that it's out of my collection on the wall, and I will simply stick with what I prefer to use. So all I'm doing really is just gluing down this tissue paper. I didn't want to overly saturate it or glue it in such a way that there was so much of it I wasn't doing that. I was just getting this glued down, all haphazard, like all over the page, and I'm just at this point, all I wanted was to get messy. That's all I wanted to do. If I got a layout out of it, bonus, but I just wanted to get messy. So then I pulled out my brayer. I went, you know what? I haven't played with acrylic paint for a while, so let's pull out the brayer and see what I can do with that. So the colours that I'm using, they are JOSONJA'S Artist Colours. I got mine eons ago from Spotlight. Why do I like these particular acrylic paints? They come in different opacities. What does that mean? Opaque. So opaque, if it's a high opacity, you can't see through it. So it's really dense. So like gesso, it's white, it's thick, or it's black if you use the black one. And you can't see through it. Now, these particular, the yellow and the magenta that I'm using, you can still see through those a little bit. If I went to town and got really thick and did a couple of coats, you wouldn't see through it. Like, it's really, really good like that. Now, the black that I use, it is the highest opacity you can get. You can't see through it. So I just got some color down, just sort of feeling my way with it, and I was actually talking on the phone at this point, in case you're wondering why my hands are doing that. My phone was ringing. It was my mother-in-law. So really good news. We've got really good news today. We got, for anybody that's new to my channel, my father-in-law is actually quite ill, and I'm doing a lot of the helpful medical side of things with him. So he's in his 80s, and so is my mother-in-law. So yeah, that's the short and the long of that. So you know, and you're brought up to speed. Now this stencil, I have to say, I love this stencil. It is gorgeous. I love it. I love me some text, okay? I love words and wordy things. I love all that sort of stuff. And believe it or not, this is the first time I had actually purchased something like this. I've never ever done this before. So this was new to me. So you might see this stencil pop up in a couple of different ways, and I'll use it a few different ways. I did notice when I was cleaning my stencil off and when I was using it, there's two letters. There's an M and a... oh, what are they? Hang on a second. Let me see. It is... so the word happy, and then there's the word world above it. And because they're both, so in the bottom part of the W and the top part of the white, they're on top of each other. They're sort of running almost parallel with each other. The stencil did bend. So that, now, full disclosure, it bent, both those pieces, but you could see I was not being gentle about it. Anything that is going to survive in my crafty space has to be able to be durable. Now, is it the end of the world for this? No. It is fine. I will work around it. It's not a drama. But, yeah. So, this is the photo that I'm scrapping today. This is Lexi and her little boop nose. And instead of cutting up a big sheet, I quite often do this. And I just MacGyver myself a border out of a couple of different sheets of cardstock. Quite often I take it out of the frame of the video, and I apologize for that. So yeah, I felt these photos are some, I've still got some that I printed ages ago, and I had them printed and they don't have the white border around them. And I've actually grown to love the white border, because years ago, and I'm talking 20 years ago, we would just get our photos printed like this one, and we would back it with cardstock to whatever color we wanted, and that was just the go-to thing that everyone did. Nowadays, I've actually got myself to the point where it actually saves me money in cardstock if I just print it with a white border. At first, I struggled with that, but this is why I like to have the white border. So if that was printed with a white border, all I would have had to have done is add the black border and it would have been perfect. So now I am coming back in. So my texture paste is dry. I used the Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy modeling paste. I love that one, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I have tried the Distress texture paste. I like it. There is nothing wrong with it. It is totally fine. I am going to continue using it. And if I can't get my Crafters Workshop one, I will use the Distress texture paste. It is good. I simply prefer the Light and Fluffy one because I feel it's slightly more wet and not as heavy, and it goes through the stencil so easily. So easily. Like you saw me before doing that. So it's super simple. Now I did pull out the JOSONJA'S, I always call it Joann's, I don't know why. JOSONJA'S Black Carbon Black. As you can see, I've just put the stencil over the top and highlighted a couple of words that I felt out of that stencil suited this layout, and that then became my title. So yeah, I like where this is going. Now this stamp I received in my design team box this month from Crazy Craft Obsession. They are stamps. This one is stamp number 349, and it's an All Create stamp. And I've got to tell you, it is so good. I thought I would like it. I don't like it. I love it. It's the perfect size to be able to ink up a little bit. and get some numbers and some text and a bit of newspaper looking. Like, it's all on. I love it. Absolutely love that stamp. So if you want to get your hands on one of those, this is not a design team layout, by the way. This is purely and simply, I love it. And I think if you wanted some of the yumminess, that's where you go to get it. I'm just letting you know. Now, I'm coming in with a little bit of white gesso. Now, this is my Montmartre. You know the one, and I've mentioned it a couple of times. Since I've tried other gessos, this one, I know why I was getting poor results. It was my gesso. This gesso is very glossy. It's very slippery. And it's very, the best word I can use to describe it is it's plasticky. So when it dries, it has, instead of having a bit of grit to it so it will hold the medium, it's more of a resist. That's the best way I can describe it. So personally, I won't be buying another one. Do I still have it? Yes. Will I use it as a white paint setup like I have done here? Absolutely. So I'm really loving this layout. At this point, I was thinking to myself, what else do I have to put on here? And I just love the mixed media-y, grungy feel of this layout. I know this one's a quick one, guys, but what can I say? It's awesome. I love it. And I did come in with some splatters because I felt those white borders needed just a little bit more black on there. And that's what I decided to do with it. Now, that being said, I will have everything that I used in this video listed below. And I will be back tomorrow with another video. Completely different to this one. So thanks so much for watching, guys. And now I'm going to do the close-ups for you. So look at all that grunginess. Can you see where the stamp is? See how it's gone over the texture paste and there's the tissue paper is peeking through, and it's raised up with the texture paste. I've gone over the texture paste through the stencil with some black, and the word big I went over just very, very gently with the gesso on the makeup sponge. Have a play. Trust me, guys, have a play. And if you think it looks terrible, trust me, take 2 more steps. Just 2 more steps. Just keep going and take 2 more steps, and I promise you it will come together like this. Bet you. And if it doesn't, send me a message and I'll help you out. Thanks for that, guys. Chat to you soon. Bye for now.